Well, it came from two different places. The front came from Pittsburgh State. You know, a lot of people would call it, in some ways, the wide tackle six if you went to the old days. And then probably the place that changed my life was a place called UC Davis. They'd won 20 straight championships. They never used a whistle and they never raised their voice. The only two guys that got called coach were Coach Soker and their defensive coordinator, Bob Foster. And everybody else was Bob, Steve, Gary, you name it. They played scholarship teams and they were non-scholarship. Now they're not anymore. They played scholarship teams and they beat them. They were kind of like a farm team for the Dallas Cowboys. They tried a lot of ideas that Coach Landry and their defense, the 4-3 flex, used. And so they really thought outside the box. From a secondary standpoint, they called it 4-0. So that's where all the blitzing and all the different kind of bracket coverages and all the stuff that we did, that they got in their nickel and they called it 4-0. And so for me, I wanted the versatility. Best way to stop the run is to have the ability to be able to get one more guy in the box than you can block, but without playing man on both sides. So quarterbacks just didn't have that option. And the blitz characteristic.
He's 100% a defensive genius. I've never met a defensive coach that watches as much film as he does. He's gonna prepare you. He's gonna prepare all the coaches that's with him. He lives and breathes and eats football. So he's basically passing all that knowledge to you every single day.
Making sure that you're lined up exactly where you need to be on this play, because if you're 6 inches to the left, you're gonna miss it. You know, like that level of detail. It's basically a perfectionist. I mean, that's essentially what he is. And I feel like since I'm naturally that way too, it made it challenging because I always wanted to be perfect. That's probably the hardest boss that I'll ever have to work for. And because of that, it's made every other experience I've had after that much easier to manage.
I always laugh because I say, you know, talking to head coach is kind of like talking to your wife. When she's telling you something and she acts like she wants your opinion, but she really doesn't. She just wants you to listen. You know, I guess it's kind of my positive and my curse is that, you know, I just always want somebody that wanted to make a difference. You know, the way we played split level coverages and how we would overlap and how we do things. Even to this day, you would think, well, everybody said it passed us by. No, really, to be honest with you, in some phases, they haven't even caught us yet. One thing that happened as I got older, you know, when you're younger, you try to convince people that you know something, do it. When you get older, you don't try to convince people. Michael Downing, one of our analysts, is at Missouri State, and this was the first year they won 8 ball games, and they completely went to the 4-2-5. Everybody says it's kind of, you know, it kind of phased out, but it's not. It's, you know, it's 2004. They said that after that season, well, everybody's caught up with it. And then 2005, then we went on a roll for 5 or 6 years, 7 years. So, you know, it's one man's trash, one man's treasure.